is a tool. But when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning. I'm vengeance.
All right, everybody, we are back before and after the movie podcast. We are at Tinseltown, and we're about to go see The Batman.
The Batman.
All right. We were talking just a little bit, excuse me, before we were getting in here. We hardly know anything about this Batman.
I don't even know anything about it.
That's a good thing.
And that's a good thing. So we're going in, basically we're just kind of going in, just know anything. Some preliminary reports with Robert Pattinson that he's really, really good. I saw some clips, and I really like what I saw. I'm not too keen on the Batmobile,
Gotcha.
but we'll see. We got to let this ride. Matt Reeves, who is the director, did Planet of the Apes and a couple of things, so he knows how to really put together a movie, a series, that type of thing. So we're kind of looking forward to it. So as you can see, we're about to go get some snacks,
That's right.
the usual. But you know what? Before I do that, as we usually do, let's go with Scooter. Scooter, any thoughts?
Listen, first and foremost, we're back by popular demand. We're excited. We're ready. I know we've been almost hibernating to get over this winter, but we're here and we're ready to go ahead and put Batman on for dinner. And I mean the Batman. So we got a new guy out here with a new plan. We want to see how he does. There's no Twilight, so he can't go ahead and hang on. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Kristen or Bella, whatever her name is in the movie.
Stewart.
Now it's time for him to ride solo, but he does have a good backup plan with Miss Zoe Kravitz. So interesting to see how that maps out. Who was at the Penguin? I'm interested to see how my man does with the Penguin.
Colin Farrell.
With Colin Farrell. He's no stranger to the superhero thing when he played was a Bullseye in Daredevil. So I'm excited about that. We're pumped up. We're ready to go ahead and see who flies with the Batman.
All right, little Scoop, before we head on in and get some snacks, what do you got going on?
I'm more interested into what Robert Pattinson has to sell with the Batman, because when I first saw the trailer, I was like, oh, Robert Pattinson, no, this is not his role. Right. But then, when people were saying when the movie came out, they were like, Robert Pattinson did a perfectly good job. I want to see if he's on the level with Christian Bale and Michael Keaton. I want to see if Robert Pattinson can embody that role like those two characters, all right? So, and because it's really hard to see Robert Pattinson playing Batman, because after you watch Twilight for so long, after you watch Harry Potter for so long, you just remembered that young Robert Pattinson, and now you're looking at him as, Bruce Wayne, as the Batman. So I want to see what Robert Pattinson has to sell with the Batman.
All right, so there you have it. We're all kind of pumped up and ready to go.
Ready to rock.
So we will see you after the movie. Right, we are back after the movie, seeing The Batman.
The Batman.
All right. Before and now, after the movie. All right. Our thoughts as we've been talking have been...
Absolutely.
I liked it. It's very long. So it's very long, but I think it does a lot of things of describing what the whole story was.
Absolutely.
It's a little bit of a different kind of story. I'm actually going to go to Scooter, then we'll go to Lil Scoot. Okay, what's your take?
I thought it was good. I will say that much. I thought it was good. I don't know what it is about the past year or two, but man, we're busting out with some creative feels on some of these movies where they don't fit the traditional mold. I guess the best way for me to go ahead and describe it, and I probably already said talking with these gentlemen here, is, man, the Batman is almost like taking James Bond, taking Saw, what you know about Batman, putting a very grungy style feel to the movie and just bunching it all together. and just sticking to as far as a storyline that is just very just hard nosed and just in your face. It does not have that traditional that everybody likes to see. Don't expect to go ahead and see the traditional style Batman. When you watch The Batman, don't expect Tim Burton Batman. Don't expect any of that. Expect something totally, and I mean totally different. And even with it being said, I thought it was good. Costumes, the feel for the whole vibe of the movie, everything just fit into place. I thought it was good.
All right. Before we go to Little Scoot, let me get a couple things that I kind of thought about was the soundtrack. We know Danny Elfman with the first Batman.
Right,
Love that.
right.
This soundtrack is a little hardcore. It fits everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The gentleman's name, I can't think of his name right off the bat, but he did a really, really good job. It had you can really kind of feel the soundtrack.
Yes.
A couple things here we were talking about, more of a detective story. So when you're going in there, it's sort of like, it's not like he's running after criminals or the villains. It's more of a detective story. You're kind of helping them. Oh, they're going through that, and then he picks up some clues and everything. It's more detective. Going back to the comic books, if you remember the comic books, they said Detective Comics, and he was known as the world's best detective in those comics. So one other note I want to go, he couldn't save everything, so we'll leave it at that, which is a very cool thing, a different kind of twist on the whole superhero thing going on.
Right.
And one other thing I liked about it, we talked about this with Spider-Man, was not a lot of villains.
Right,
Sometimes you get a lot of villains and you're trying to get them all in, and it takes away from the story. So that's what I got. Little Scoot, what do you got?
I think the soundtrack was awesome. You know, I like, it's just the vibe of the soundtrack, the sound of the soundtrack.
I can still hear it.
Yeah, it's
we
really-
can still hear it from like when you come out of the movie theater. I thought the movie was good. You know, it's had a good dark humor, but there are a couple things that I wasn't so cool on. You know, now Robert Pattinson, he did try his best to play that role, and he did do a good job playing that role, but I didn't think he really topped Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton, and Christian Bale. I will say that.
All right.
I didn't think he topped that. I didn't think he topped
I'm gonna
that.
let you go ahead with that, but I liked his Batman. Yeah. I thought it fit. Well, we were talking about some of the Batmans.
Yes.
They fit the story that they're in, and I think that this one he did pretty good. He did pretty good.
Not my favorite Batman film, not my favorite. However, what I will say is the part he played the part of the movie and of the story. That's my take on it. I mean, the part, even to his Bruce Wayne. I mean, we're used to seeing Bruce Wayne jump out of Bentleys, and we were talking about that, Aston Martins, and I mean, shucks, this Bruce Wayne is like a Kurt Cobain Bruce Wayne. It's darker. It's just different, but it's definitely worth seeing. Definitely worth seeing. A good take, a good original take. And I tell you what, I give 2 thumbs up to the director and the writers of this. A very risky take, and they took the risk. And I thought, to me, it was good. Wasn't my favorite, but I will say it was good and definitely worth watching. I think after a couple of times maybe watching it, I may start edging a little bit more like it.
So you're gonna invest the 3 hours, huh?
I may have to. That's it. That's it. It's pop my own popcorn. I'm gonna wait till it comes home first. I'm waiting. I'm not gonna keep coming out here to see it, but I think it's definitely worth it, just that film. So.
And one other thing I want to add on there too is the cast. The cast, Zoe Kravitz, who we adored her,
man.
as Selena Kyle. Not getting to Catwoman yet, but showing some signs there. Paul Dano, who played the Riddler. Not many people know who he is. He was in a movie called Let There Be Blood and a couple other movies. He's really, really good. And also Jeffrey Wright. I want to make sure he's.
Man.
And also one other thing too was Colin Farrell. There is going to be a spin-off of the Penguin character.
Oh, wow.
So going to be on HBO Max.
Jeez, OP.
So we want to go there. And Andy Serkis, who actually directed one of our favorite films. Do you guys know what that was?
What was that?
Venom. He directed.
Get outta
Venom.
here,
He
man.
And he played Gollum in the Lord of the Rings.
Man, he is everywhere. I salute
he was wonderful.
him, man.
He played
is,
Alfred.
Oh man,
he played Alfred. So
Yeah.
we got everybody in there. One other thing we just talked about superheroes and our hero. We got a hero here.
Oh yes, right here.
We got to know because lots of people actually talk to you about
That's
what
it.
happened with school. What give us the scoop on.
Yeah, give us a
what,
little rundown.
Oh, like what you did.
Man, I gave somebody the Heimlich. This kid was choking on a chocolate chip waffle, and teacher tried her best to, try to get the Heimlich in, but this kid, he was, a bit bigger, plus he was wearing a hoodie, how that could be. So once she let go, she was like, oh, I can't get it, all bets are off. So I did what anybody, would done, and what should do. I went up there, I said, all right, you gotta really work with me here. I put the Heimlich on him. 5 seconds later, all that stuff came out, and gladly the principal showed up just in time, for where it was all done. So I'm glad that he's okay, and I'm just happy, he's all right.
All right, cool.
Look at that.
There you go.
Listen, we go from watching superheroes and don't know right next to us is a true superhero. How about that?
Yeah, we're very proud of you.
Extremely proud.
All right, well, you know what? That's going to probably be it. They're trying to close up things here. We want to say, everybody, hey, we thank you, and go see The Batman.
Absolutely.
And we're just telling you, get ready. I don't know, bring a blanket. I don't know. It's a really good movie. I think you're going to have a really good time.
Absolutely.
So, for being before and
after
the movie,
the movie,
we'll see you later.
Justice. The answer's justice.
Come on, vengeance. Let's get into some trouble. Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?